And in this next fight, we have a fight where I was a lot more confident pre-tape on the fighter that I'm going to predict to get the victory here than I was after kind of digging into it a little bit. And after looking into it, I think it's a very close fight. I think these guys are actually fairly similar in terms of striking. You look at Thiago Moises, obviously, he used to be an American top team guy, and I was thinking that he was still at ATT. I was going to use that angle, like, been training with Dustin, be getting some high level work in. But I've seen that he went back to Brazil. He's been doing his camp in Brazil. I think he's with the Fighting Nerds, actually. So if anyone knows, put it down in the comments, why he is not with ATT for this camp, or if it's been a thing for a little bit, if you do know any information on that. But yeah, I saw that Moises is training in Brazil for this one, which the Fighting Nerds is a great camp, so it's not like I could say he's not getting some good training in, so can't say much about it. But sometimes when these Brazilian guys, or just guys in general, they go from training at a pretty good gym back to training in their home country, sometimes they don't perform as well. They're not as maybe into it as much, but hopefully we get out a good performance out of Moises. And he's coming off a win over Mitch Ramirez, where kind of a free win for him there. He had a guy coming in on short notice and easy dominant victory. And his opponent, Ludovic Klein, kind of the same situation, where he also had AJ Cunningham come in short notice and made quick work of him. So both these guys are coming off good victories, but this is going to be their big test to kind of get a top 15 opponent. And you look at how these guys strike on the feet, I feel like Moises probably has better boxing, but he just has no composure. And Ludovic Klein, he's a little bit more composed, but you look at Moises, what he likes to do is he likes kind of bounce on the outside, try to catch you with that pull 2 or the 3-2 combination. And if you get in the pocket with him or try to back him up, you just get to plant his feet and throw bombs. And I think that's kind of a new strategy that Moises has came up with. Like, he is saying, okay, in the past, people thought I was flaky, I would quit. So now I'm just going to plant my feet and just wing crazy with my eyes closed, and hopefully a shot lands. And he is throwing nice technical punches, but he's just not looking at the target. He's not picking his shots. He's just winging wild. And that's why sometimes he could start to get overwhelmed by more technical guys that are throwing volume, because he's just swinging crazy and they're picking their shots. And then eventually Moises starts to just get beat down, and he usually doesn't get finished. He has a good chin, but he can get stopped. He has been stopped a couple times, and he can lose a decision just by kind of... He used to just get into a defensive show and do nothing, but now it's more like he gets wild, and then it limits his offense. And I don't know, but he's just not necessarily... He doesn't put it all together. I think if he can get on top of Klein in this fight, which it is a possibility, I feel like he could maybe get a clinch takedown or two. That's going to be where he has a great chance to win. He could get the submission. I mean, you've seen Ludovic Klein get submitted by multiple opponents, and Moises has really high-level jiu-jitsu. So ultimately, I think on the feet, Klein's going to be walking him down, and then they're going to end up getting in the pocket and getting in a swing fest, because I don't think Klein necessarily has the most technical striking either. But I feel like he's going to be a little bit more composed and maybe be able to find the shots a little bit better than Moises in those situations. And I think he's going to have a little bit better cardio. And he probably will be able to keep it standing. And Moises, I don't trust him enough to wrestle. So I do still have the lean towards Ludovic Klein. But I am a little bit nervous. I mean, Klein's takedown defense left a lot to be desired for me in a couple of his fights. And if he gets put on his back here against Moises, I could see a submission victory for Moises. So Thiago Moises, I think, has a live chance to get the finish. But personally, I'm going to predict Ludovic Klein's win this one. And I'll say he wins via decision.